Hey guys, thanks for tuning us in for this 74th episode of Good Questions with Cameron Dole. Special guests on this episode include country singer and songwriter Stephanie Nash. We'll also visit with Texas country artist Sandee June and actor and entrepreneur Ian Somerhalder. If you would, please take the time to subscribe, drop a like, comment, leave some feedback, and of course share with your friends. Our first guest is country singer and songwriter Stephanie Nash. First off, Stephanie, great to visit with you and get to know you a little bit better today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We can talk some country music and have a good conversation.
That's right. Now, Stephanie, where did the first inspiration with music happen in your life?
You know, growing up, I always gravitated towards country music. I grew up in Fresno, California, so a huge agriculture county, and I sang in the choir and worship at church, and it kind of turned into more of I wanted to write music and wanted to be a songwriter, and then it turned into me being both. So that's where it kind of started.
And who were the early artists, maybe, or songwriters that were inspirational for you?
Yeah, so I love listening to music that's crazy notes and great lyrics. I mean, Leanne Rimes has been a big inspiration for me. Martina McBride. You can't go anywhere without saying Dolly Parton. Brooks and Dunn. I love Brooks and Dunn, and George Strait, of course.
And you talk about growing up in Fresno. What's the difference of the country music scene in Fresno as opposed to the Midwest here in Oklahoma, Texas area? Yeah,
so I would say actually, Central California. You're not too far from Bakersfield. That's where a lot of country artists originated. I would say, it's back probably 10 or 20 years ago, it would be pretty similar country music. Everybody loved the same style. As country music has kind of grown, I feel like the scene in California is not as big anymore. But the music was still alive. Maine people came to do concerts in Fresno because it was a country town compared to Los Angeles and San Francisco. So I would say, growing up, it was pretty similar sound. Definitely not as big as Texas country for sure.
Now,
yeah.
The latest single, Time Changes. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind the song and how this one, how the writing process was for you.
Yeah, so I'm a fourth generation dairy farmer. My family's been in the dairy business for over 100 years, and I read an article about California farms not getting paid for land. There's a bullet train going through California. Those of you who do not know, it's taking up a lot of agriculture land. And so I was like, man, times are changing. And I was sitting in, our driveway to our farm, and I was like, I need to write that right now. And so it just kind of flowed, and, my story, and hopefully farmers everywhere can relate to what's going on in agriculture.
And for you to be able to maybe bring light to that or shed light to folks that have no idea about some of the stuff that's going on. How cool is that to maybe bring that to light?
Yeah, so I am a huge advocate. I'm on the ACE team for Farm Bureau. I have a series called The Life of a Farmer where I go and tape farmers and their stories. They're about 4 to 5 minute segments on YouTube. And I work really closely with making sure that laws are getting passed correctly and that we are advocating as much as possible as farmers and to tell the real story. That's the thing that I think we've missed. Growing up, everybody loved the farm. They wanted to know the information. And sadly, the internet, people tend to believe that more than the actual farmer. So
now, being of the age that you are, how much has technology helped you in keeping your name out there in 2020?
Yeah, so it's been great. I guess you could say I really took some time to step back away from it. Of course, I was recording music and writing, but I didn't take, a lot of artists took the route of doing a lot of lives and a lot of that, but, I still work on the dairy farm, and I took more of the, taking some time for myself, writing music, being in the studio. And I guess now as we're coming to the end of 2020, I've gotten back into, traveling a little bit, doing some shows and getting back on social media. But I kind of took a break from it, honestly.
Now, what has been the craziest pitch that you've been given for maybe a performance that's come to you this year?
Oh, man, that's a hard one. I don't know. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't been able to travel or, sing live much. But, I mean, the craziest one has been, we're going to go, I have one coming up, and we're going to wear some, ugly Christmas sweaters and sing some Christmas songs. So I guess that could be a little bit crazy.
Depends how much nipping in the eggnog somebody's been doing, right?
Exactly.
So as we finish up 2020, how are your goals setting going into 2021?
Pretty strong. Like I said, I took a step back. I worked a lot, saved some money, and I'm getting ready to ramp up new singles coming out in 2021, even pushing harder than 2020. And so I'm really excited to see where we'll go with that.
That's good stuff. And again, Stephanie, if folks want to keep up with everything, the single, the upcoming music, and the tour dates as those become available, where's the best way to keep up with that?
Yeah, so they can go to stephanienashmusic.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and then also, as I mentioned earlier, I do a series called The Life of a Farmer, and that's on YouTube. You can look that up under The Life of a Farmer or Stephanie Nash. All
right. Well, Stephanie, it's been great to visit with you today. Continued success. Hope you guys have a happy holiday season, and look forward to catching up again in the new year.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We'll talk soon.
Our next guest on the podcast, Texas country artist, got a new single we're going to talk about, among other things. Sandee June on with us today, and I think that's the first time I've done a Zoom interview that I haven't said on the line. So I avoided saying on the line. For a radio guy, that's growth. That's growth right there.
That's good.
Now, Sandee, first off, thanks for taking the time. And how has 2020, how crazy was the year for you, and to have a single out there, I mean, among all the challenges that were the year?
Well, that is very true what you're saying, especially being new to the business. So I started out with this, I recorded this song back in April, right, really when the heart of this pandemic hit. So I never expected to get the publicity out of the song that I have, and for it to go where it's gone, especially during a pandemic. But here we are, and I'm steadily making new music and recording, so it hasn't slowed me down or stopped me, that's for sure.
And how has songwriting this year? I love asking songwriters because everybody's a little different. Some this year has been a motivation and an inspiration. Some it's been a little harder to find. How has that been for you?
Well, I think it's definitely been a motivation. There's been a lot to write about this year in the world and with relationships and people. So I think this has been a really good year to write. A lot of downtime, so it was a lot of good time to put some thought on paper and make some new music.
And that's one of the things I ask too is with the downtime, what has been your focus? What has been the thing that you've tried to put some extra intentional notice on, if you will?
Probably, I would say just more practice, and writing, definitely writing, and working with the band a lot more, so it's given us a lot more time to work together and grow together and write. So those things for sure.
And where did musical inspiration first come for you? I mean, where has music been something that you've leaned on your whole life? And did that guy over there, did he help push you into it a little bit, if you will?
Well, music's always been medicine to me. And I mean, ever since I was a little bitty girl, we didn't watch much TV in the house. We always had music playing. And I will admit, I grew up listening to a lot of James Taylor and Linda Ronstadt and Cat Stevens and Michael Martin Murphy and, you know, those old souls. And at my grandma's house, you know, we listened to Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn. But it's always been medicine for me, music has been. And I got a late start in life with music playing and singing. And about, I guess, a year and a half ago, I met Craig, and we met online on Facebook. And he's been in music his whole life. And he said, come on over and let's get together. So I loaded up my guitar. I'd never met him before, and I went over and showed up at their door. And it was love at first sight.
Could have been a stalker for all she knew.
That's right. Well, I did call my fiance. I did. I called my fiance and said, I just want to let you know where I'm going. Here's the address where I'll be in case I don't show back up at home. But it was all good. And he's been a tremendous inspiration to me. Absolutely. His whole background has been music his whole life, and he's taught me a lot. And so it's been a great relationship.
Now tell us about the single "Where the Inspiration," somewhere between hell and honky tonk. Where did that inspiration come for you, Sandee?
Well, okay, so a very good friend of mine wrote that song. I added a few lines to it. His name is Randy Meadows. His father was Bucky Meadows, and he played with Willie Nelson. So Randy, we used to follow him around everywhere he went, and he would sing that song. I loved it. And after I started singing and doing my thing, I asked him if I could record that song, and he said absolutely. So I just feel I've always loved the song, but I feel like we can all relate to that. We all have felt like we're somewhere between hell and honky tonk, either in life or a relationship. So especially now that, you know, this year's been terrible for so many people. So it resonated with me.
Well, is that what the one that you were going to play for us today?
Absolutely. I'll play that one for you for sure today. Yeah.
All right. Well, we look forward to it.
Or do you want to talk some more?
Yeah, we can do it right now. That'd be great.
Okay, this is somewhere between hell and honky tonk. There's days that I could leave you, then there's days that I can never let you go. Then there's times that I need to. It's the only life I've ever known. So I'll just face the cold, cold weather. 'Cause it takes more than most can stand. I try to hold myself together with this guitar in my hand. 'Cause I'm somewhere between hell and a honky tonk. Somewhere between the thunder and the rain. Oh, I'm somewhere between I hate you and what I'm feeling now. Right between crazy and insane. Maybe I'll move out to the West Coast, find a better job than I've got. Who's to say what comes tomorrow? 'Cause you never know, I might get hot and a shot of whiskey and get high. 'Cause I
hill and on its own. Somewhere between the thunder and the rain. Oh, I'm somewhere between I hate you and what I'm feeling now. I'm between crazy and insane. Guess I'm going through the motions. Somehow the motions are killing me. 'Cause I'm somewhere between hell and on its own. Somewhere between the thunder and the rain. Oh, I'm somewhere between I hate you and what I'm feeling now. Right between crazy and insane. Oh, I'm somewhere between hell and a honky tonk.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Now, the goal setting for 2021 as a new artist, obviously 2020 didn't turn out quite like we all have envisioned, but what kind of goal setting do you have for the new year?
Okay, so coming out in January, by the end of January, I have an EP coming out. I have a new song that I'm recording right now, and that's probably going to be released at the end of February or March. I'm going to let this song finish its ride, and I have a new single coming out then. And then in the spring, I have an album coming out. So that's my plan so far.
There, you got plenty to work for, huh?
I do. I've been busy.
That's good. Now, Sandee, if folks want more information, want to find out about the single, the upcoming releases, and then obviously tour dates and appearances as those become available as well.
Okay, so you can find me anywhere you listen to music. And I have a website. It's sandeejunemusic.com, and my tour schedule will be there. And also, I want to point out that my name is spelled with 2 E's. So it's Sandee with 2 E's. So if you're looking for me, make sure you put 2 E's there. And I've got social media. I've got a Facebook. It's under Sandee June Music, and Instagram as well, Sandee June Music.
All right. Well, Sandee and Craig, I want to say thank you guys for taking some time. I know we get close to the holidays. What does what's the holiday season look like for you guys going Christmas and into the New Year's?
Well, we are just going to lie low with our family at home. I don't have any plans for the rest of the year, not until January. So we're just going to enjoy what's left of 2020 with our families.
Enjoy all the snow in Texas.
That's right.
Right. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully after the new year, when the new release comes out, we'll catch up again real soon.
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Our final guest on the episode is actor, model, and entrepreneur Ian Somerhalder. We'll be talking about his brand new Brothers Bond whiskey and the Netflix documentary Kiss the Ground that he executive produced. You know him from the screen, you know him from magazines, a little bit of everywhere. We're going to talk about some new projects that are going right now. Ian Somerhalder on the line with us. And first off, Ian, great to visit with you, my friend.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Ian, a lot of times we look at some films, some authorship and stuff like that. I'm excited to talk about the new company that you founded, and I'm sure fans probably have a little insight on this, right?
You know, it's been such an amazing ride, and allowed Paul Wesley and I I've started a number of companies, and the two that really are the ones that are going to be the longest lasting is our bourbon company. And I started another company years ago. It's a nutraceutical company that's just sort of happening at the same time. So this is, people say, how do you have an alcohol brand and a health and wellness brand? And my whole point is that it's about balance, really. Like, that is really what it comes down to in life, is about balance. And Paul and I have been so focused on building this bourbon company, and the team that we have been so grateful to put together to bring this incredible product to the world has been nothing short of extraordinary. And we are just we're almost at the finish line. We have, we have a ton of this stuff about to be put into bottles. And when I mean a ton, but only enough, because the market has said that they want it very badly. So it will become scarce at times. And the whole idea is about building this Brothers Bond Bourbon Company is, in a time in which we need community and connectivity more than ever in history, since, 1920, 1820, and 1720, which were the last, 3 plagues in succession. This company is about bonding. It's about connectivity. It's about building a community. And that's not just a bunch of sort of like hoopla to make my company fly. It's actually, that is what we truly believe. And that is the ethos of this company. And it also goes in line with my mission and our mission at Kiss the Ground. I don't know if you've had a chance. If you have a chance, anyone listening or you, if you do anything this holiday season, I was fortunate enough to executive produce a documentary called Kiss the Ground. It's all about how we can literally stop climate change through large-scale regenerative agriculture. And one of the things that makes me so excited about bourbon and about my nutraceuticals company, but bourbon especially, is because, well, they're agricultural products. And agriculture is what will literally save us from climate change. And so it's just such an exciting time in my life. I'm exhausted, but I've never felt more invigorated. And when I look at my baby, I look at my little girl, and I just want to apologize to her for what we've done to this planet. But there's so much hope. I have so much hope, and I've seen the data and I understand the science now. We can totally turn this around, and it's going to come from business. That's what it's going to come from. And so that's what I'm excited about.
And Ian, to have that excitement in the projects that you have, I mean, is that where you're at in life right now, where you pick and choose based on, honestly, your intense feeling on the subject material as well?
It's the only way for me to go forward. I've been going really hard for 20 years, and I realize now that I'm in my 40s, that the key to life not only is just finding balance, and you've got to maintain health and happiness and family, but to choose your associations carefully and spend your time wisely. And it takes you many, many years of running and forming companies and relationships and things that don't necessarily give you what you're hoping. And that what I'm excited about is to bring a little bit of this excitement and balance that I've found to the consumable goods space. And we are excited because this bourbon is the culmination of so many years on screen, so much brotherhood, so much bonding. And we, I worked my butt off to get this flavor profile, because at the end of the day, life is tough. Life kicks you in the teeth. I don't feel that your bourbon should. And we worked for 16 straight months, literally blending in my kitchen to find this balance of the grains of this spirit. So, it all ties in. I'm beyond grateful. I just, it makes me sad to see the state of our world right now, what people are going through and suffering because of this damn pandemic. And I just feel like, we got to do whatever we can to lift each other up.
Now, Ian, my big question I've been asking the last couple months, obviously 2020 has been a time of reflection and introspection as well. What, Ian, have you learned about yourself this year moving forward?
You raise a really great point. It has been such a time of introspection. And I think the irony is, the old adage of 2020 vision, hindsight's 2020, everything's, clarity. When you reference 2020, it's about clarity. And I heard this, and I don't remember where it was from, but, if 2020 vision is what true clarity is, then this year has really made us put our glasses on and focus on what really is important. And what we find is what's important is family, health, environment, policy, leadership. Like, we've found that all of these things, we've always known were there, but we were just sort of in our hamster wheels, just grinding away. We always want that new car, or that new house, or pushing ourselves to keep up with the Joneses, whether they be metaphorical or physical. And I think that we're starting to find that the things that matter the most on this little snow globe that we live on are family, health, and happiness. And whatever you need to do to prop those up and help them build in a really healthy, beautiful, sustainable way is the way to go. And I also think that we realize that the connection between the world and the health of the planet and the health of ourselves is what's really, really, really important. And moving into this space, it's no longer going to be looking backwards. It's going to be looking forward. And we're going to move into a regenerative space. Sustainability, yes, it's a great word, but it means keeping what's happening and keeping what's going in a sustainable way, I think, is positive. But I think we're going to be moving into the R words, right? Regeneration, recycle, restore, reuse, repurpose. It's going to be all the R, all the re's, which is it's just go time.
Right. And Ian, if folks want to find out more information about the whiskey, also about the special on Netflix.
Yes, please. Go on Netflix right now. Our movie Kiss the Ground is playing. We have an incredible team set up. This film is so inspiring, and it's moving mountains. The awards season is coming up, and we're really hoping that enough important Oscar voters see this and recognize that this is one of the most powerful stories of our time. And the whiskey, Brothers Bond Bourbon, it's coming to you in February. And we are beyond excited to be a part of this global community. And in the United States is the first launch, and we are beyond excited. So thank you for listening. And, Kiss the Ground on Netflix. Please, please, please check this film out. It'll change the way you look at the world.
All right. Well, Ian, always great to visit with you, sir. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and enjoy a happy 2021 as well, my friend.
Happy holidays to you, man, and happy holidays to everyone listening. I know it's been a hard one, and we are going to get through this together because that is how we've gotten through.
Again, thanks for joining us for this 74th episode of Good Questions with Cameron Dole. If you ever have a comment, question, anything else you'd like to know, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at GQ with Cam. If you'd like to help out in the funding for this podcast, feel free to click the support tab and follow the instructions. If you have a special guest idea, email me, gqwithcam@gmail.com. Again, thanks to our good friend Brandon Allen for coming up with a tune for Good Questions with Cameron Dole. We're going to let him play us out. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Join us for episode 75 coming up tomorrow.